Hey Grandpa, Old School, Mr. Messner. So many names because of all the people you've influenced over the years. And the legacy you created can be shown in various ways, from our family to all your students and all of that. But what I wanted to highlight today is one of my favorite things about you, and that is all of your awful dad jokes. Yes, they're hilarious, but let's be honest, they're awful. So I found a few people who wanted to share their favorite awful dad jokes with us. And so I hope you enjoy it. They're probably not going to be funny, but here we go.
Greetings, Old School, from Gem Lake in the John Muir Wilderness. You know, being out here reminds me of a classic joke you once told. It was about a settler who was passing through an area much like this. He wasn't feeling too well, so he went to the local medicine man. He goes, "Sir, I don't know what's wrong. Sometimes I'm a teepee, sometimes I'm a wigwam, then I'm a teepee, then I'm a wigwam." The medicine man goes, "Stop right there, son. I know what your issue is. You're too tense."
I was asked to tell my favorite grandpa story. This story goes back to Easter of 2006. Of course, all the family is over at Grandma and Grandpa's house, and Grandpa and I were chit-chatting. He asked me about my guitar playing, and I was telling him about this new contraction I need to build or buy for all my guitar pedals. No sooner than a millisecond later, Grandpa shoots up from the kitchen table and says, "Come on, come on, come on." So he takes me out to the garage, and he's asking me all these questions. How big does it need to be? How wide does it need to be? So what's it made out of? So we go out there, and I was expecting Grandpa to just show me what I needed to do. Nope, not the case. You know where this is going. He busts out his mask, busts out his tools, busts out his miter saw, and he started drawing up plans, and sure enough, he made it. The best part about the story is I remember asking him, "Grandpa, should we get back inside? All the family's over." Without missing a beat, Grandpa says, "Well, I have nothing better to do." And that has always stuck with me.
So I told Leo Coivisto, I said, I know he's an Asian kid, but you got to send those kids to the office sometimes too, you know. Anyway, speaking of elephants. Hey kids, was Mike Furry over here again? I think he and I got a pipe ball changed up or something over here. This isn't my black cherry. Well, speaking of elephants, it was this village. They had these elephants used to trample through that village, just wreak havoc through there. They used to knock down the huts, kill people running through there. So one day all the villagers over there in that tribe in Africa, they got together and they decided they were going to dig this big pit. So they dug this big old pit and they took these ashes and they filled it with ashes across the top, all the way across the top, nice and smooth. And then one of those guys went and got a pod of peas and threw it out there in the middle of that pit. And this was their plan. When the elephant came up there to take a pee, they were going to kick him in the ash hole. Well, kids, I'd like to sit around and tell you guys some more jokes, but I got to go off to Parker and sex some boll weevils.
My story is about my first car when I bought it. We went and picked up a 1972 Opel GT. And I picked it up and I noticed the gas gauge said empty, but I figured the gas gauge didn't work. And I was driving the car home and all of a sudden it quit working. So Mark and I hooked a tow rope up to the nose of the car and towed it home and tore the nose off of the car where we hooked the tow rope through. And then I got the car home finally when we hooked it up the way it was supposed to. And I went to bed, and Dad came in the next morning and said, "Son, those cars run a lot better when they have gas in it. I just put gas in it and it runs fine." And I said, "Oh boy," I was all excited, and I got up and I ran out and I got in the car and I turned the key on and I was putting my foot on what I thought was the brake and put it in gear, but my foot was really on the gas. And it backed all the way down the driveway with the door open and tore the door off on the Dad's work truck's bumper. Dad looked at me and he said, "Son, aren't you gonna need that door?" And that's my dad's story.
So he says, you ought to quit while you're ahead. Oh, hey Grandpa, It's me, Adam, again, here to tell you my favorite corny joke that you tell. I think it was one of the first ones you ever told me, and it made zero sense of why it was told at the time, but I still really enjoy it. And it is that this one snail was tired of being slow, wanted to go fast, like Ricky Bobby wanted to go fast. So he went to the dealership, he bought this crazy fast sports car, and he asked the guy at the dealership to paint an S on the car. The guy goes, "What's the S for? Snail?" And the snail goes, "No, because when I drive by, I want people to say, 'Look at that S car go.'" That's it. Thanks.
And now, a moment of reflection from Jeff. Hey, greetings and happy Father's Day, folks. Hey, I just wanted to take a moment to be serious in all this fun and laughter we seem to be having. I did a lot of research here on my family tree. This is Dad down here. I researched all of his children here. This is me, Jeff. From myself, I have 3 children. And from just one of those children, 6 grandchildren or great-grandchildren for you, Dad. I'd like to share something with you from the Bible. Psalm 127, verse 3 through 5. Children are a heritage from the Lord, a reward from him. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior are the children born in one's youth. Blessed is a man who has filled his quiver with them. Dad, you have many arrows. Happy Father's Day. I love you, and God bless.
But Grandpa, happy Father's Day. Thank you for the pedal board. Actually, believe it or not, I still have it and still use it to this day.
That's it right there. Happy Father's Day, Grandpa.
Happy Father's Day, Old School. Love you.
In all seriousness, Grandpa, I just want to say thank you for welcoming me into this family with open arms. You have made me and my mom feel like Messners, and we are so grateful for that. So, again, thank you and happy Father's Day. Love you.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Bye.